Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Hawaii, and we are sitting right here on Waikiki Beach. Don't want to show you the trash cans there. My name is Bonnie Oda. We will be going live with Joy Behind the Chair in about 3 minutes, but wanted to give everyone who comes on board right now a nice, beautiful peek at Waikiki Beach. Isn't it gorgeous? In fact, I'm going to flip the camera around. I'm right on Kalakaua Avenue. Right across from the Hyatt. See the beautiful sun through the palm trees. Isn't it gorgeous? Yeah. And here it is, the famous Waikiki Beach. Hi, Erin. Good to see you. Thanks for joining on. Throw me some hearts. Hey, sister, can you do me a favor? And send me a hello in the comments so I can make sure I can see it. Anyway, my name again is Bonnie, and we will be going live with Joy Behind the Chair in about 2 minutes. Thank you so much. We're getting a sneak peek of our secret spot and our secret inspirations. I'm going to turn the camera back around. Say hello. So good to see everyone here this morning. Again, my name is Bonnie Oda, and we will be taking you to a secret spot to learn a little bit about Hawaii and what Hawaii can teach us about finding, enhancing our success and our satisfaction in our work. So please, Erin, did you just shoot me a comment? Hi, Diane, so good to see you. Really nice to have you on board. If you're sending me a comment, that tells me that we probably, again, are not able to see many of the comments or the thumbs up, but don't stop you. Please don't let it stop you from sending me any questions that you might have, because I can always answer them later. We have yet another minute, so while we're waiting for the time, let's go ahead and take a look at beautiful Waikiki. Oh, in fact, don't you wish you were getting on that sailboat right there and sailing off into the Pacific Blue? Yeah! So again, we are going to be starting in about 30 seconds on Joy Behind the Chair, where I'll be sharing with you tips on how to find further success and enhance your satisfaction with your work, particularly for stylists and also spa salons. But you know what? I think a lot of this information is going to be universal. So even if you're retired, hopefully you'll be able to walk away with some little pearls of wisdom. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Bonnie Oda. I own Beauty Solutions Honolulu, which is a distribution company. We distribute luxury products to salons. We help salons find further success in what they do through not only great merchandise. Oh, Diane, I see your comment. Gee, you're making me miss home so much. One day, yes, come back home. Erin, who's also watching the broadcast, has returned back home and she loves it. So we can't wait to have you back here again. So again, anyway, so Beauty Solutions, what we do is we help salons and stylists find success through texture management classes, color management classes, and also business practice classes. All right, so I promised you that we were going to visit a well-known spot in Waikiki. So I'm going to walk backwards and hope I don't fall. I think a lot of you can guess, because I mentioned that this person was an Olympian, and his name, can you see him? I'm going to flip the camera around. Hang on. His name is Duke Kahanamoku. Those of us who are from the islands know Duke. He was quite an inspiration to those of us here in the islands. Can you shoot me? Hi, Melba, so good to see you. Thanks for joining. As I was sharing, our secret spot is the statue behind me of Duke Kahanamoku, who is well known for many things. And let's see, I want this to be as interactive as possible. So in the comment section, thanks for the thumbs up. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so in the comment section, tell me what you know about Duke. What made him so famous here in the island and around the world? Anyone? Well, while I'm waiting for you all to get your courage to answer that, I don't want to be a teacher. I know one thing that when I asked some of my friends, they all said, oh, yeah, he was like an Olympian. Yes, in fact, Duke brought home the first gold for the islands of Hawaii in the 1911 Stockholm Olympics. He won a gold medal for freestyle surfing, trying to not block the sidewalk too much. So yes, he's an Olympian, and he actually continued to bring home medals for the islands and for the United States eventually for 21 years, from 1911 for the next 21 years. At that time, it was the longest record for anyone to continue competing and winning medals. So, we know that he was an Olympian. A lot of people don't know that he was also very famous for being the ambassador of Aloha. So after his career in swimming, he actually also, I'm gonna wait for the ambulance to pass. So after he finished his Olympic career, he actually was hired as the sheriff of the county of Honolulu, and he held that position. It was an elected position. Hey Leyland, aloha! Our secret spot, for those of you who just came on, is a Duke Kahanamoku statue, where we're going to see how Duke can teach us to find more success in our lives and in our business. Oh, thank you for all those hearts. I love it. Okay, and we mentioned that Duke was well known as an Olympian, as a swimmer. He was also a sheriff, and he became eventually the ambassador of Aloha for the state of Hawaii once we became a state after our statehood in 1960. He also was a well-known actor, and so he starred in movies for 40 years, from I think it was 1921 to 1961. For a really long time, he was a very famous actor. And you know the thing about Duke is he had two passions. Hey Dave, good to see you, buddy. He had two really big passions. And if you know either of those passions, why don't you put them on the screen in the comments? I'd love to see what you think Duke's big passions were. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Okay, so I will give you, the first answer was surfing. Duke loved surfing, and it's really interesting because he was born in 1890 and he grew up right here in the outskirts of Waikiki, and so this whole beach was his playground, and he loved to swim, he loved to surf. And the interesting thing is in the late 1800s and early 1900s, there was surfing as well as other Hawaiian sports were just about non-existent. Thank you for the heart. Hey Nat, good, I'm Hot Cookie, good to see you. So surfing as well as other Hawaiian sports were non-existent because a lot of the Hawaiians had died off for the past century from the Western-born illnesses that were brought to the island. And also the missionaries taught them, hey Shelly, good to see you. The missionaries taught the Hawaiians that work, not play, is how you get ahead. So basically all the fun stuff are kind of wiped out. But it didn't matter because Duke loves surfing, he loves swimming, and he loves soccer. So he continued to play all of them. And then as he, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So that's one passion that Duke had. What other passion can you think of was Duke blessed with? Anyone? That passion was to share the spirit of Aloha. You see, Duke was a full-born native Hawaiian, and he was brought up by what's known as a lower class level nobility, and so he was raised with a lot of the Hawaiian values, and Aloha was right at the pinnacle of all of this. So Duke was very passionate again about surfing and Aloha, and so no matter where he went in the world, and he traveled the world, I mean just tremendously. He went of course to Sweden, and he went all through Europe like Paris, and he went to Belgium, he went to all the way over to Australia and New Zealand. He went along the Atlantic coast of the United States as well as the West Coast. In fact, the West Coast surfing, when you think about the surfing capital in Huntington Beach, that actually is because of Duke. So anyway, Duke's two passions, no matter where he went around the world, he wanted to share these. He wanted to make sure that people knew about this awesome sport of surfing. And he also wanted people to know how important it was to have Aloha and share good spirit. In fact, you know, when I talk about surfing, I'm going to read to you something that the Encyclopedia of Surfing, how they introduced Duke. The long celebrated father of modern surfing from Honolulu, Hawaii. He's an Olympic gold medal swimmer and Hawaii's beloved ambassador to the world through much of the first half of the 20th century. Kahanamoku was skilled as a wave rider, but his real gift to surfing was the way he presented the sport as something that could be practiced with grace, humor, and generosity. He's quoted as saying, you know, there are so many waves coming in all the time. You don't have to worry about that. Take your time. Waves come. Let the other guys go. Catch another one. Talk about humility and generosity. This is the man that we know, and wherever he went, he shared these wonderful qualities, and in the process, not only made Aloha famous, but he made our wonderful state famous and our wonderful islands. Let's see. Another thing that people don't know about Duke is he was a very famous actor. He starred in movies for like 40 years, and that's what I'm going to stop about Duke himself. So, you know, when you think about this incredible man and what he did for our people and our islands, you know, what can we take away? I cannot see the screen because the sun is up, so let me see if I can tip it. I know somebody just came on board. Hey Laura, good to see you. Shelly, everyone, Catherine. Hey, give me some hearts and give me some thumbs up. Thank you so much. I just found out again that there's a glitch in Facebook, so I can't see your... Oh no, actually I did see your comments. So if you have any comments, please share them. What I'm going to do is share with you the top three lessons that I walk away with from hearing and reading about Duke and being inspired by his incredible life and all the lives that he touched. There are 3 lessons I'm walking away from. One is act like gold to develop a following. And we're going to go into each one in a little more detail shortly. But the first one is act like gold to develop a following. The second one is genuine aloha allows us to connect and develop relationships. And the third one is to channel your inner guru. So these 3 are what I see as being the big takeaways from what Duke left us. So let's go ahead and see. Now I had a comment last week that that they thought it was cool to see Hawaiian spots, but they didn't quite get why I was here and what I was sharing, and they didn't get the lessons from the Skygate. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each of the lessons and quickly maybe make some connections and some examples of how you can use it as a stylist, as a salon, and even as a person who's not in the industry. Does that sound good? Give me some thumbs up if it sounds good to you. All right. Yeah, thank you. All right, so the first one was, as I said, it was to act like gold to develop a following. You know, it said in the Surfing Encyclopedia that Duke, wherever he went, I was trying to reconnect. I must have low bars, so hopefully you can see me. The first thing that we learned from Duke in the encyclopedia is that he did everything with grace, humor, and generosity. So when you're thinking, and with those qualities, he developed a following, no matter where he went in the world. So how can that apply to us in our workday? You know, how can grace and humor and generosity apply when you're, say, a stylist and behind the chair? Well, definitely, you know, people, have you heard that saying from Maya Angelou? People will forget what you say, they will forget what you do, but they will never ever forget how you made them feel. And so I think that's one of Duke's big calling cards, and his big road to success was really paved with how he made people feel. And you can do the same thing too, whether you're behind the chair or you're in another industry or you're retired and you're meeting people just at the bridge club, right? How you make people feel will help you develop relationships and friendships. So the second one was that genuine aloha allows us to connect and develop relationships. And I know I just used that word relationships, but no matter what you do in life, it all comes down to relationships. If you're still working and you're in sales, you need to have people that trust you and like you and want to do business with you, right? If you're a grandma and you're taking your kids to Keiki Playground you want to make sure the other grandmas like you too. So when you come from a place of genuine aloha, you know, you've met people that maybe they try to have aloha, but they don't really feel it. And for those of you who are not familiar, the term aloha means love. It's this thing way in the middle, in the deep portions of your soul that it comes through. In fact, it's really interesting. I need to get a tripod, everyone, I know. Thank you for bearing with this wiggly camera. One of the things that Duke did whenever he gave someone his business card is he wrote this phrase, this quote on the back. In Hawaii, we greet friends, loved ones, and strangers with aloha, which means love. Aloha is the key to universal spirit of real hospitality, which makes Hawaii renowned as a world center of understanding and fellowship. Try meeting or leaving people with aloha. You'll be surprised by their actions. I believe it, and it is my creed. Aloha to you, Duke Kahanamoku. So beautiful, right? So when you connect with genuine aloha with your customers or with your co-workers or with other people that you meet in life, you will be able to really develop deeper and more lasting relationships. And I think that that's very, very important for all of us in our lives. And the final point that I walked away with is the fact that, you know, you need to channel your inner guru. What does that mean? Basically, it means that you are the expert at what you do. Whatever you are doing, whenever you're helping a client, remember that. You must always, the beautiful trade winds are blowing. It's so gorgeous. And of course it's blowing the hair in my mouth. So getting back to the point, channeling your inner guru, you are the expert. So when your customer or your client comes to you and says, oh, you know, I want to do this, it's very important that whatever you share with them, you do it with confidence because they're coming to you as the expert. You know, it's so funny because when I ride the taxi with my husband, the most recent, the latest fad or process that the taxi drivers will do will say, oh yes, you know, we want to go to the Hyatt in Waikiki, and they'll say, oh, okay, which way do you want me to go? Do you want me to go down Kalakaua? Do you want me to go down King Street? Do you want me to go around McCully? And my husband will look at them and he'll blink like this. And he'll say, well, you know, you're the expert. That's why I've hired you. So you do what you think is best. So same thing in whatever you do, right? You are the expert to your clients. So hi, Allison. So nice to see you. Thanks for joining on. It's very important that you hold that position. And the other thing too is when I say channel your inner guru, not only is it about being confident and acting confident, but whenever there's times when your confidence wanes, like, you know, maybe you're not really sure how you should answer, reflect on that at the end of the day. When was I kind of unsure about what I do or my skills? And then that will tell you where you should be getting more education. Education is key for success. You know, you hear it over and over. And as a former educator myself, and you know, with students, and now with stylists and business owners, education is what is going to keep your creativity flowing. It's going to keep your mojo happening, and it's super important. And it's something that you owe your clients as well. So educate yourself if you find yourself kind of vacillating and not being very sure. Maybe it's just a confidence problem. Maybe you've got great, you know, you're taking classes all the time, but still you're finding yourself without confidence at times. Well then, you know what? Do daily affirmations, do some self-improvement, hire a life coach, you know, do whatever it takes to help you channel your God-given, beautiful inner guru. So are there any other observations that anyone noticed? So that our Hawaiian inspiration can teach us, Duke Kahanamoku, king of swimming, surfing, aloha, Hollywood. You know, what else can we learn? Again, just to recapitulate, and I'm going to put this actually on my blog. I'll record this video and I'll kind of condense what I've shared here in the video on the blog. But anyway, just to recapitulate, first of all, you know, your character, act like gold to attract the following. Your character says tremendous amount. You know, be gracious, have humor in what you do, be generous. And I don't mean to give away the store, but be generous of yourself and of your health. Number three is channel your inner guru. And number 2 is, I just went blank. Oh, help me out, people. Number 2 is, oh my gosh, how could I forget this? Genuine aloha allows us to connect and develop relationships. So that's it. Now next week, thank you so much for joining me today. It's so much fun bringing you these live Joy Behind the Chairs. And again, the purpose of these is to visit a cool spot and see what we can learn from it and see what lessons we can take away that will help us find more success and satisfaction in what we do. My name is Bonnie Oda. I own Beauty Solutions Honolulu, a distribution company for professional beauty products, hair salon products, particularly in color and texture management. You can reach me, you can find me on Facebook here. Also, our website is bshonolulu.com. You can check out our blog and our class offerings and all the merchandise that we sell. And my passion is helping people to connect and helping people find satisfaction and joy in their lives. So next week, join us again. Monday, I'm going to try to bring it again at 9 a.m. Hawaii time. I'll be in Las Vegas, Hawaii's 9th island. At first, I was not going to bring you a showing because it wasn't Hawaii, but then I realized, whoa, everybody knows Las Vegas is our 9th island, so I will bring you some new lesson from there. If you have any ideas on what I can share from Las Vegas, please fire me a message, an IM or a text. And I love you all so much. I am sending you tons of aloha and good feelings, and have a wonderful week. Love you. Mwah. Thanks for joining. See you next week. Bye.